Okay, today we're talking about parabolas, but we're going to be using standard form that we've been talking about. So what this can look like is we're either going to have an x minus h quantity squared equals 4p times y minus k. And if it looks like this, we know it's going to be opening vertical, either up or down. Or we've recently started looking at when it's y minus k quantity squared equals 4p x minus h. So when the y variable is squared, we're going to end up having something that opens horizontal, left or right. If the x variable is squared, we're going to be opening up or down. So let's look at two different problems where they give us some limited information and then how we can pull it out, okay? First up, write a parabola in standard form given a focus of 1, -5 and a directrix of y equals -1. Now, as soon as I see y equals -1, hopefully you know it's going to be opening up or down. But if you don't, let me show you a quick trick that you can do. Off to the side here, I just think of a little graph. And 1, -5 is right around there. And the directrix is -1, right around here. Well, hopefully you're comfortable enough knowing your parabola always opens towards your focus. It opens towards your focus and away from your directrix. So immediately I know it'll look something like that, which tells me a couple things. First off, it opens down. Second off, when I do my equation, I'm going to be using the x squared because if it's opening vertical, I need to use this one. Now from here, we need to know some information about our focus and about our directrix. The focus, when it is an x squared equation, is found by taking h, comma, k plus p. And the directrix is found by having y equals k minus p. Now that needs to be known. Okay, we're not going to go into that. That needs to be known. So when I take a look at this, notice if this is k plus p and that's k minus p, well then k has to be right in the middle. So you can do this mental math style, or you can do the midpoint, add these together, divide by 2. You get a vertex of 1, -3. Because notice, my x value is not changing from the focus. My x value is 1 in the focus, it's going to be 1 in my vertex, because I'm opening vertically. My h is 1. My k, if -5 is k plus p, and -1 is k minus p, well then k has to be directly in the middle of these two. So I got -6 divided by 2 is -3. Okay, now a couple things we need to get from this. I know now my h and my k. Well, what's my 4p? All right, what's my 4p? Well, keep in mind, I just said something. To get my -5, -5 was k plus p. Right? That's what we asserted at the beginning from the focus. What this means is, I now know that my k is -3. So that means p has to be -2. Okay? That is how I would go about using limited information to find my h and my k, and now I know my p, which means my 4p is -8. Okay? Now it's game time. I have everything I need to plug in my final equation. So my final equation, my answering this problem would be x minus 1 quantity squared equals -8 y plus 3. Notice the original blueprint subtracts h, so we're subtracting 1. Original blueprint subtracts k, so I'm subtracting -3, which makes it a positive. And that is how I would come up with the standard form of a parabola given the focus and the directrix. Okay? Part 2. All right, we're given an equation in this one. It says put this into standard form, then give the following information and graph. Okay, right off the bat, look at it. y squared minus 4x plus 8y equals negative 4. Which way is it opening? Up, down, left, or right? The y is squared. So right away I know it's horizontal, okay? So I'm going to be using this equation, which means I need to get my y value into a quantity squared. So I'm going to use some completing the square. I'm going to get my y's alone, giving me a y squared plus 8y. I put in a little blank because I'm going to have to complete the square here. Equals 4x minus 4. Notice all I did was bring the 4x over there. Blank because I'm going to have to keep a balance in the force. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. To complete the square, half of b squared, which means this will become 16. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. That is an older skill that we're not going through. Game time. I got y plus 4 quantity squared equals. Now, stay with me here. This will give me a positive 12. But notice, in this equation, the x has to be singular on the inside, which means I have to pull a 4 out, leaving me with x plus 3. There's my standard form of an equation. Let's start pulling information out. You should know your vertex right away. Now be careful, it is not negative 4, negative 3. It's still hk, which is negative 3, negative 4. Opens, that's a positive. 4p is positive, which means it opens to the right. All of this is in your chart. Focus. Now, notice it's a little different. When you're finding the focus of a vertical, it's h, comma, k plus p. When you're finding the focus of a horizontal, it's h plus p, comma, k. Now keep in mind, if that's 4p, then 1p is 1. So look how I find my focus. H plus 1 means I have a negative 2, negative 4. Directrix follows the same suit. If the focus is H plus P, the directrix is H minus P. But again, we have more opposites. When it was vertical, the directrix was Y equals the number. For the directrix, when it's horizontal, it's X equals. We subtract 1, we get a negative 4. Okay? Latus rectum. Now, the latus rectum is the length of our segment that goes through the focus, and its endpoints are our significant points that we draw our parabola with. Well, the nice thing is the latus rectum is always the absolute value of 4p. So if the 4p is 4, latus rectum is 4. Last piece, the AOS, the axis of symmetry, the line that our parabola will be mirroring around is the opposite. With this one, it would have been an x equals. With a horizontal, it's y equals whatever our k value is. Now, I went through that information pretty quick because it is very self-explanatory using the chart, and it's really just memorization. Time to graph. Almost done. Look how easy it is to graph when we have all this information, though. I know I start at negative 3, negative 4. Negative 3, negative 4. Bam. Got it. I know I'm going to be opening right. My focus is negative 2, negative 4. And my directrix is x equals negative 4. Now, I mentioned this already. You open towards the focus, and the width of this will be the latus rectum. So if the latus rectum is 4, and it goes through this, it means I'm 2 up and 2 down. C the curve, B the curve. That is a quick tutorial on using standard form for parabolas, finding the focus, finding the directrix, axis of symmetry, how does it open, 4p, everything. Hopefully this helps. Good luck.